it's Thursday. That means it's time for a draft video. We're doing some Legacy Cube and sort of the transition period between Guilds of Ravnica and Core Set 2019. Hopefully this one goes a little better than my last one. We'll see. Okay. So, Arena Rector is a new card. It's a good one if you have a bunch of like a Planeswalker-y deck. But I think we want to take like Swords to Plowshares or Supreme Verdict. I mean, just having really good removal is a good thing in any limited format, including one that's even this powerful. You know, we could take like Living Death and try to build around it, but it's not that easy to do, and it's not great. You know, it's only good in certain situations, and you can set them up, sure, but it's not that easy. But yeah, I do think we take the removal spell, you know, one of the most powerful removal spells ever over a good board sweeper. Yeah, that's where we're going to go. Coalition Relic. You know, it's always a good idea to take Mana Rocks early, and that's what I'm tempted to take here. We do have Show and Tell, another one that you can sort of build around, but you have to hope your opponent doesn't punish you for it. You know, this is a card that's like pushing you towards mono black aggro. You know, this is like a reanimation-y card. This is like a ramp card. And then there's a few like aggro-y things and stuff. I think we just take the Relic, though. I mean, mana fixing, mana ramping is great in this format. In a format this powerful, like whoever can crank out their higher drops first tends to win. And if your deck doesn't have any fast mana, any mana rocks in it, it can be kind of hard to keep up with people who have them. Mirari's Wake. Unfortunately, it's symmetrical. Rekindling Phoenix isn't bad. Hangerback Walker is probably better. There's also a Banisher Priest, which is pretty good, though less good in this form. You know, in a format this powerful. But we could think about it. I like the Walker too much, though. I like that it's resilient against board sweepers. It has some artifact synergies, which there's a little bit of in the format. I'll play it in any deck I end up in. It's good in a ramp deck. It's not so good in a reanimator deck, but it's pretty good. You know, Vraska's Contempt, Banisher Priest, but you know, I think I want the Walker. Okay, remind me what you do. Okay, you play big creatures. That's good. This card's like pushing you towards playing an aggressive deck, which we haven't like pushed ourselves out of, certainly. And I'm kind of tempted to do that if Purphoros is still here. Pian Karan Nalaar is really good in that deck too, but we could just turn into like a red-white aggro deck. Hangerback Walker is really good with Purphoros, obviously, and these cards are going to get into our deck either way. I do like Purphoros. Yeah, I mean, go for the Throat's okay, but let's see if we can go the aggro route. Well, that's a good sign, I think. So what do we want most here? There's also a lot of fixing. There's always a lot of fixing in Cube, so that's always good to keep in mind. But I think we want to take like Seeker of the Way, Thunder Mahel Kite, or Avalanche Riders. Flame Slash isn't bad either. But we want to have a really aggressive curve to punish everyone doing dirtily things in this format. You know, and these are less aggressive. This is pretty nice. I mean, Prowess is really, really strong. I think I'm going to take the Seeker here. Are we going to be red-white aggro? Maybe. Ooh. Well, that's interesting to have Nissa there. She's basically impossible to splash. That's the bad news, even in this format. Burst Lightning's a nice removal spell. There's also a Cloud Goat Ranger, which I guess is really good with Purphoros and a nice top curve for aggression. Maybe I think we just take the Ranger. If we don't end up playing, I mean, we can splash Purphoros if we have to. He's definitely better if you can attack with him, but right now it seems like white's open and red is not. So like the white aggro deck may be where we're going. Yeah, and I think we take a Mirran Crusader on that note. So this is a really nice aggressive card. Like we could dump red and turn into a black-white deck. Glare of Subdual is good with a lot of the cards we already have. if we ended up wanted to do green. Huntmaster of the Fells is obviously really good. Vraska's good. Everything good. It's cute. Kind of leaning towards Liberator of Malakir here, though. Drana. So, Spectral Procession, huh? Yeah, all right. So, yeah. I mean, we need to find some more ways to take advantage of tokens, because right now we're making a lot of them. But Spectral Procession's it's going to be as good if we're not mono white. So that's something to keep in mind. But the other options here aren't exactly attractive for what we're trying to do. I think we just take Sky Marcher Aspirant. And our friend Banisher Priest came all the way back, and I think we're happy with that. I think we're just a mono white deck at this point, honestly. Wolf of the Silverheart is intriguing, but I mean, Mirror Entity is a card that's good when you can make a bunch of tokens. So I think we take it. And right now you guys are out, and we're a mono white deck, which probably doesn't even play Coalition Relic at this point. Yeah. More Kithkin aren't going to hurt, just because of the synergy. So we could take an Isolated Chapel, or we could just take Flame Slash. I think we take the Slash, because if we end up playing red, it's perfectly reasonable. So you come back from the graveyard over and over again. I think I want the Ranger more, though. Nykthos might be good in our deck if we end up mono white. But I'm not sure we want to be mono white and ramping. Oh, Bitter Blossom. Well, that's another way to make tokens. Parallax Wave's really nice. But I have a hard time saying no to Bitter Blossom here. Yeah, let's take Bitter Blossom. Okay, probably Elspeth. Some nice stuff here if we were a Reanimator deck. Both Dragonlord, Sungar, and Gristlebrand, and Kalitas is strong. Monastery Mentor, actually. Is Monastery Mentor better than Elspeth? I don't know. In this deck, it might be. It might not be, is what I mean to say, because we don't have that many non-creatures. Mentor is really, really strong. But we need non-creature spells to really power it. And our deck is sort of pushing us towards playing creature spells. We want to just curve out and kill people. Or, something that makes creatures, which he is a creature. Man. I think Elspeth's going to be better in this deck. I don't think that's usually the right thing to do, but it's what we're doing. So Terminus is interesting. I don't think it's what our deck wants, though. I think we just take Lingering Souls here. Keep pushing the tokens theme. Right now, we really only have one good payout for tokens, but we have a chance to get more, and we're already looking at being white-black anyway. So, yeah. So I think we take the Lingering Souls. That Dauntless Bodyguard will wheel, and we'll play it happily. Ooh, Blade Splicer. It's also a Cast Out, a Lightning Strike. I do like Splicer, though. Spell Queller is nice, too, but let's keep being white. Mostly. We probably run the Relic. I mean, especially because at this point we could run like 11 or 12 plains and like 5 swamps, and then the Relic helps us give us another black source, but maybe not. Chase Friends Prodigy. Ooh, Restoration Angel's nice, and we have several creatures who make tokens when they come into play. This is a nice removal spell. Being able to kill planeswalkers is definitely relevant in this format. But it's also a Goblin Guide. We want to switch back to red-white. I think I'm taking the Angel. What can we get with Recruiter of the Guard? Blade Splicer, Mirran Crusader, Banisher Priest. Those are some pretty nice things to be able to tutor up. Not to mention these less exciting things. Gifted Aetherborn's a really nice 2-drop. It is hard to cast consistently, especially because we're kind of looking towards being really, really white because of Spectral Procession. So maybe I just take Oust here. Yeah, gives us a nice removal spell. Isamaru, I guess. Wow, Valras Stronghold looks awesome with the new frame. You know, this is not a bad card in a really aggressive deck. If you can like set up the board nice and just nuke all the lands, you feel pretty good about it. It's also a fatal push, but I think we just take Isamaru. I think we're just going to have a very small black splash. Although, if you're only splashing black, playing Bitter Blossom does get less good. It's worth noting because you really want to play it on turn 2. And if we can't do that, it may not really be what we want. So, I think we splash black for our Lingering Souls, but I don't think we splash it for Bitter Blossom. I mean, I guess this is like a really bad payoff for having a bunch of tokens in play. I wish I'd taken that, what's it called? Glare of Subdual that we saw, because that's a nice payoff for putting a bunch of tokens in play. Using them to tap down all your opponent's stuff. Approach of the Second Sun is not what we're looking for in a white card. Collective Defiance. You could rather just have Silverblade Paladin. And yeah. Chandra Pyromaster. Remorseful Cleric or Parallax Wave. I think we'd rather have the Cleric. Our deck is going to be a really one-dimensional white weenie aggro deck, which I don't mind. I usually end up drafting much dirtier decks in Cube, but I think this has worked out. I forced it a little bit, but not a lot. I mean, once we kept getting like Lingering Souls and crap like that, I think it was pretty clear. We need some anthems, though. Like, I would play Glorious Anthem in this deck for sure. And that's the kind of card that nobody else is going to want, probably. Gideon, the Gideon ally of Zendikar, who has the emblem. That's an anthem. Be really good. This is nice. In addition, I mean, you know, it's like a nice little aggressive creature, but reanimation decks are very real in this format, so he can hurt them. Monastery Mentor came back. Well, I guess that's what we're taking. You know, it's kind of crazy Gristlebrand came back too. No, I guess nobody's drafting Reanimator. Okay, Bodyguard came back as expected. I think we take it. I mean, I think we play the Mentor even if we only have 5 non-creatures. He's just not going to be what he can be, you know, which is ridiculous. He's just going to be merely going to be good. So Lightning Strike, yeah, because we already have, this is a pretty good token payoff, by the way. I kind of forgot he's over there. We probably play him at this point, even if he hurts our Spectral Procession ability a little bit. I don't know that we play any other red cards, but he's pretty great. So Brightling's not bad. Recruiter of the Guard isn't either, but I think Brightling is probably a better 3-drop. We need more 1s and 2s pretty badly. There's a Kiln Fiend, but not for us. So Purphoros, somebody to keep in mind. Okay, so we have to choose between Mother of Runes and Glorious Anthem. It's not an easy choice. I think with the number of tokens we have, the Anthem's probably going to be better, as good as Mother of Runes is. But the question is, will this Anthem wheel? And the answer is probably yes, but man, am I going to regret it if it doesn't. I think we take the Mother of Runes, but Angel of Invention, huh? That seems on theme for us. Make tokens, Anthem effect. Let's do it. So Purphoros, I wouldn't mind picking up some fixing for you, buddy. That would be great. I kind of forgot. I wish I hadn't forgotten about him. I was probably fixing my past because I was just chilling with my mono white deck, and thinking about splashing for Bitter Blossom. But we're making a lot of tokens, so he's going to be worth it. He's going to be a great way to close out, do the last few damage to our opponent. So yeah, Gideon of the Trials is not the Gideon I'm looking for, but he's not bad. Probably just want Aethersphere Harvester, though, honestly. Triggers Monastery Mentor, and it's just a great little aggressive creature. What are our other choices? I mean, this Gideon's not bad, but I think Harvester's just better. Our deck has so many 3-drops. Definitely more than one usually wants, I would say. Torchfiend. So you don't help me splash. Baneslayer Angel's good, but not really what we're looking for. This pack is not so good for us. Liliana Death's Majesty. I mean, I'm going to take Geist, I guess. I think that's more likely to make the cut than a lot of things. We'd have the Relic that we could run, but Selfless Spirit. There we go. That's a 2-drop I can get behind. Makes my whole board indestructible for a turn when it needs to. Flicker Wisp is nice too, but I think we need more little guys. I mean, this is basically a 2-drop. It's worth noting. I mean, you can play it on turn 2, right? Brimaz. All right. Yeah. Perforos. Thalia. This is a nice effect if we do splash red. That's cool that it's already in the cube. Because we just had it in course of 2019. I mean, this is a great token payoff, but I'm not convinced splashing red is going to be in our best interest. So I think I just take Thalia, and most of our deck isn't hurt by Thalia. So here's another reason to splash red. I may just take Mutavault or Emeria Angel, though. Bomat Courier is nice. I think Mutavault's probably just going to be better than Emeria Angel. I think, I don't think we need more 5s. Although, the question is Archangel Avacyn better than Cloudgoat Ranger? The answer is probably yes, but I think Mutavault is nice. And that Anthem came back as we wanted it to. May or may not make the cut in the end. I'll take a Dismember. Yeah. Lyra Dawnbringer, Razor Verge Thicket. I don't think we can splash red comfortably enough. I think we just throw a little bit of black into our deck for Lingering Souls kicker, or flashback rather. Well, no. I mean, we could make the curve in this deck a lot lower too. We could cut something up here. Firebolt. Mystic Snake is one of my favorite cards ever, but not what we're looking for. Okay. It's like Perforos would be so good. I need to think about these things. I definitely, when I wasn't thinking about playing red at all, definitely passed some fixing I probably should have taken. Mutavault also is complicated, by the way, by Spectral Procession. I didn't think about that. And I should have. Okay, so ways to make tokens. We got these. I just want to see, because I'm pretty sure we have a lot of them. You don't make tokens, I'm pretty sure. You do, but you're probably not going to make the cut. I don't think I have enough ways to trigger you. Blade Splicer. That's basically it, but that's a lot. But I do think we cut Monastery Mentor. This also makes tokens, incidentally, but we need to cut some threes for sure. You're basically a 2. So what are our worst threes? I mean, Mirror Entity is not great. It is nice because it pumps our whole team and makes it huge. Like if it's a bunch of tokens, that can be nice, but it's also incredibly fragile. Glorious Anthem. I mean, we only have one other Anthem effect at this point, so I think we kind of need to leave it in. Take advantage of all these tokens. So I think maybe, I mean, that's the thing is either cutting Mirror Entity or Glorious Anthem means we're cutting 2 cards that are good with our board going really wide. So maybe we just cut cards, like Brightling's fine and everything, but like maybe we just cut it because it's not going to help us go wide. And how good Silverblade Paladin going to be in this deck? I mean, Double Strike's great and all. 3 mana 2/2 with Double Strike who gives Double Strike to something else is nice, but is it great? Not really. So, I mean, Cloudgoat Ranger is not incredible either. I mean, it's nice that it makes tokens and all, and it's nice that it can gain flying and be a threat. I mean, in its real limited format, it was a bomb, like an incredible uncommon, but this isn't the real limited format. It was originally in, you know. I mean, maybe we just don't want Banisher Priest. We have other removal spells. It's obviously not that aggressive. Sure, we'll cut it. Can we get away with 16 lands? We probably can. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 16 lands. Mono white. We don't have any way to take advantage of Nykthos, really, so I don't think we bother with it. All right, I think this is our deck, and, you know, I have 7 non-creatures in the end, don't I? Which means I think Monastery Mentor is probably worth it. Could cut some random 1-drop. Would I rather cut one of my mini 3s or a random 1-drop? Probably the random 1-drop, which is Isamaru. All right. This will be our deck. I'll see you guys in our first match. All right, so I'm coming back to this several days after actually having drafted the deck, and I think I forgot to put black mana in, which I think I should do for Lingering Souls. I don't think I need to do a lot, like 2 swamps, and then maybe I also run Dismember. It is a pretty great card, and if we can sometimes pay the black, it will hurt a little less. So I think we want to add 2 swamps. That means we have to cut something, though. We have to cut something. Could be something. I keep coming back to Cloudgoat Ranger. But I don't think that's right. Could just be like Oust. I mean, I think Dismember is just going to be better than Oust most of the time. Yeah. All right. Now I think this is our deck. I think we still have enough white mana that Spectral Procession and all these double whites and stuff will be really easy to cast. But having a little bit of black around to play the flashback on Lingering Souls is definitely worth it. And, you know, Dismember. I mean, you can play Dismember in any deck, obviously, but occasionally being able to use black mana for it is nice. You know, we do have Bitter Blossom, but the reason we didn't play it is it's just too hard to. It's not that good if you're splashing it. Is what I'm trying to say. If you want to play it on turn 2, and you're not going to do that very often if you're splashing. So, yeah. And there's also the Purphoros. I mean, we could have splashed red probably for him and made it work, but I think this deck looks pretty good. Wouldn't mind it having a more aggressive curve, but, you know, can't have everything. I also have decided, I think this is a keep, even though it's a little slow and land heavy. I've also decided, since I recorded the draft portion, that next week I'm not going to do any drafts. I'm going to do, the set review will begin next week, and I need to be getting ready for that. You know, like I go through the cards that have already been spoiled and sort of start writing the script for the set review ahead of time. So, you know, I have to go back and edit it when things change, obviously, but that's usually how I do things is I sort of take the week off. But because this set review season's so weird, it looks to me like I'll probably end up doing at least another week of Legacy Cube at some point. Or maybe if they have a flashback draft. I missed the Khans of Tarkir one because I was out of town, sadly. So opponent is... Okay, there's one of our swamps. So I kind of think we just let this hit us the first time. I'm not really concerned about it. I'd rather just establish a board presence here. Discard a plains if they hit us. Yeah. I could have played Spectral Procession instead, which would of course given us flyers who could block, but it's probably going to be better to like flash in Restoration Angel than it is going to be to do anything. Oh yeah, it's random. God, it's been a long time since I've played against Hypnotic Spectre, so that's annoying. There's a good chance it doesn't come up at all, but it is annoying. If I'd remembered it was random, I think I probably still would have done it that way. Okay, Liliana. So they're going to weaken our creature, I'm guessing. Yeah, so it can't kill Liliana. Okay. Vigilance is nice. So we're going to attack Liliana the Last Hope. Do I get to choose what the token that is made is attacking? Yes, I do. Okay. Alright, so I think here we're going to play Spectral Procession and hope that we get to hold on to our Angel of Invention and play it next turn. Wonder turn. Because if we do get to play Angel of Invention next turn, that'll make our board pretty overwhelming for our opponent. Yeah, kill flyer. Underworld Connections is going to be a little too slow, and I'm happy to say that. Yeah, we definitely play Angel of Invention. We could play Glorious Anthem instead, but I think the Angel is going to be better. And I don't think we need to worry about fabricating. Our board is going to be good enough anyway. I think just making this big enough that it can rumble with the Hypnotic Spectre is better. So we're going to put the counters on. Okay, they scooped. Like, what just happened? Yeah, that was nice. It went pretty nicely for us. Don't think we changed anything there. Definitely, like, if we go up against another really aggressive deck, I think there are some things we would cut and, like, bring in Isamaru and maybe Banish or Priest and maybe Brightling. But as it stands, I think we're good. Oh, microphone's all the way over here. Wonder how that sound quality was. Oh, that's a good hand. Turn 2 Seeker of the Way into Silverblade Paladin into Lingering Souls. Seems pretty good to me. We got the Hangerback Walker hanging out too. My like boom stand is being that's probably better. Okay. I think we still play the. Yeah, I still think we play the Seeker. I feel like Selfless Spirit will have more utility in the late game. The Crusader's pretty great against them, obviously. Okay, so they are a reanimation deck. I was wondering what they were exactly, but that's a good indication they're a reanimation deck, which is not great news for us if they can set it up. If they can set it up before we can kill them. Grave Titan and Ulamog and Mere Battlesphere. Oh boy. Okay, so we're going to play our Silverblade Paladin here. Give this double strike. They probably already have a way to bring one of them back is the bad news. And right now we don't have... This is a matchup where we probably do want Oust, incidentally, if they are a reanimation deck. Okay. Does not look like they have an answer just yet, which I'm happy to say. Okay, I think we play Lingering Souls here for the trigger so we can attack, plus we get pressures them in the sky. Especially because we have Glorious Anthem in our hand, which obviously they don't know, but... Okay, and we'll attack. Good chance they just block. Because they can block and then get back their Chupacabra and use it to kill the Seekers. Something like that. Should I be trying to get Selfless Spirit into play? Oh, crap. We get back our Silverblade Paladin, but obviously they get back all of that. I don't think we can win now. I think that's basically game. I think in general, we do against this deck, we need to actually sideboard into a more aggressive deck. Because we're not going to win if we let them get to Living Death, basically. It's just not possible. So I kind of think we do want to bring in... We do want to bring in Isamaru. I think Oust is solid. Banisher Priest probably solid. And then we can cut like... We just don't have time for silly things like Hangerback Walker. Probably not Cloud Goat Ranger really either. If our opponent's deck is firing on all cylinders. Thalia would be nice. I'm probably cut one of these random 3-drops. Though none of them feel especially random. Yeah, they built a pretty sweet Living Death deck. What does their deck do when they don't get Living Death? I think that's what we saw in game 1. I mean, they're probably a reanimation deck in general, but dealing with Living Death is like impossible, basically, without a sweeper, which we just don't have. I mean, I think we hold on to Elspeth. Sure, she's a little slow and grindy, but... Maybe we cut like our Anthem. I mean, it is nice with all the tokens, but I almost feel like adding to our board is better. Yeah, so we need to get one of these 1-drops, one of these 2-drops, and just go to town. And just kill them before any of that nonsense happens. Looks like we got Thalia too, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's a keeper. Dauntless Bodyguard's just going to be a 1 mana 2/1 since we're playing it on turn 1, but I think that's okay. You know, actually adding the indestructibility part is pretty nice when you can do it. Okay. Do I play Thalia here and start trying to slow them down already on mana? I think I do. Yeah, it means Lingering Souls and Swords to Plowshares cost more, but then I just play Secret of the Way next turn. Most likely, so... Yeah, good start, good start. We're just going to keep the damage going. And play Secret of the Way here. Add another 2 damage creature to the board. So we can cast our swords if we need to. Okay. Making them play 4 for Bitter Blossom is pretty great. So, yeah, I mean, like, all the cards in our hand, of course, are non-creatures, so it is hurting us a little, but I can deal with a little. Yeah, so they're going to go to 7 here. If they don't play anything else, I think we can... Probably the best thing to do is to swords on our turn. I mean, I guess I can dismember on my turn. I can dismember and swords on my turn if I draw a land. Damn it. Bye-bye, Thalia. It's been real. Alright, now we can't kill them. However, I'm going to be targeting Liliana with the damage anyway. So should I just dismember this or swords it so that I can get through for the lethal? That way, if I do draw mana for Lingering Souls, I can play it. I think I'm going to dismember it. So, I'm going to pay the life. Oh, I actually already have the mana for Lingering Souls, incidentally. So, how about that? I forgot they killed Thalia. I think we have to kill her. So, do we play Elspeth instead? I think maybe we do now. Yeah. We can just kill them now, actually. Because of Elspeth, we go... Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. And attack for 8. Did it. Alright, so Living Death killed us in game 2, but in the other 2 games we were fast enough to kill them before they could do any such thing. And that was fun. So, won the first match. See you guys in the next one. Alright, game 2, match 2 rather. I would like to play first. Solid hand. Do I play the Cleric or the Hangerback Walker on turn 2? Probably the Cleric. I mean, I think our deck is interested in trying to do as much damage as possible. Cleric would have been hilarious against the Living Death opponent, but luckily we won anyway. Yeah, if I can go Cleric, Crusader, Elspeth, that seems like a pretty great start. Yeah, Harvester's coming down at some point. Don't know when, but it will happen. Brawl. That's not great news. Okay, well, we're going to attack. I think we play the Mirran Crusader over our other options. It doesn't have protection against this opponent, but the double strike is pretty nice. Their spells costing less is not. I really wish I had a way to kill that right now, but I do not. So just play our Crusader. Crusader's really good with Elspeth's flying +3/+3 ability too, by the way. Just smashes for 10. So if they like tap out here, probably play Elspeth and use that +1. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, well, he's not going to survive, so it doesn't matter. That's okay. So we'll take 1 here. Ooh, now we can kill him. And play Selfless Spirit. I think that's probably what we do. Get him out of here. Attack for 2. Play another 2 mana 2/1 Spirit. Keep the damage coming. Guessing there's some sort of Jeskai control deck that has some nasty planeswalkers in it. But right now, they're mostly just spinning wheels, which is pretty good news for us, I think. Is it best to play the Harvester next or the Elspeth next? Well, I think we play Elspeth. Maybe the Harvester's better. I don't know. I'm attacking for 4. Drops him to 12. Nah, Elspeth's probably better. The good news is, too, like, we're not that vulnerable to a board sweeper right now because of our spirit. I mean, we'd have to lose our spirit, but I'm kind of okay with that. So if the Oracle attacks Elspeth, I just say, okay, and that's what's happening. Yeah. I don't really care if she doesn't have super high loyalty. Okay, well, we're about to find out what's going to happen. We don't have Colonnade mana yet, so that's not going to happen. So I think we go ahead and attack with everything here for 5. Restoration Angel. That's fun. Okay. They're going to get the Oracle trigger again and get to block one of my dudes, which is less than ideal. Okay. Guessing they probably block Selfless. So they can actually block the token too, which I guess is what they're going to do. Is it worth going indestructible here and not getting in for the 2 damage and holding on to these 2 creatures? I think it probably is. So what we can do is play the Harvester here, and then make the token who will be able to crew it. Should I just play Hangerback Walker too? What the hell? Let's play Hangerback Walker. Yeah. I mean, a board sweeper's gonna suck, but I get a Thopter. Or something. And my Harvester survives too. That's a nice thing. And one of the things that makes vehicles stupid is it makes aggro decks resilient to board sweepers. And that's like the classic rock, paper, scissors, you know. Just give a middle finger to the idea that a board sweeper is just going to destroy you. Oh, infinite combo. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We lose. So I think we probably do the same thing we probably should have done in the last game, which is side into a more aggressive deck. I mean, the same thing that we probably should just be doing from the start. The Walker just doesn't seem very good in our deck because we don't really want to have the mana around. So I think it was probably a mistake to play it in general. But I think we bring in Isamaru. I think we want to bring in Oust. It can break up that combo. Oh, it's only a sorcery. That does make it less appealing. It does make it less appealing. Banisher Priest, though. Maybe we cut the Anthem again. Yeah. Are the Anthems better than Mirror Entity? Yeah, probably, actually. I think that's probably... Glorious Anthem's probably better. Okay. See if we can not get Kiki-Jiki to death this time. Okay, this is a great hand if we can hit a land. Do we risk it? Because if we hit 2 lands, especially, we go Konda, Seeker of the Way, Aethersphere Harvester. A beautiful thing, but I don't think we can keep it, unfortunately. Okay, this one's good. Not as good as the other one was, but turn 1 Isamaru is nice. Turn 2 Thalia is also nice, even though the other 2 cards in my hand are going to be kind of angry about it. It'll make my opponent angrier than it'll make me, so... Legendary creatures. Surprised they haven't updated. It feels like they've updated some of the old ones to have the new frame, but these 2 have not. Okay, it's nice to actually draw something I can still play. Because as it was, I was going to have to wait until I draw a 4th land to play either of the cards in my hand. Now we get to add more damage to the table immediately, so... Don't play a Pyroclasm for 3 mana, please. Okay, well, I'll take it. Get a clue and everything, and I can obviously play the cards in my hand more easily. Alright, so I think we attack for 4. And then I think I want to play the Harvester. It'll do more damage more quickly right now. Yeah, having to pay 3 to kill Thalia and give someone a clue does not feel great, but I mean, I'd rather Thalia was in play for sure. But, you know, there's a little consolation prize in getting the clue at least. So we can hit for 7 this turn, which is not quite enough. Okay, so we may as well exile their graveyard, I guess. Get out of here. Get your Declaration in Stone out of here. Okay, so I think we cast Lingering Souls. See if it resolves. May not. It does not. Alright, so I think we just crew with Isamaru. We get in for 1 damage if we crew. 1 more damage, that is. Drop them to 7. But it is kind of a problem. Like, we're no longer able to do the necessary amounts of damage to just win. Angel of Invention. Angel of Invention, if I could play it next turn and it resolves, could potentially give me lethal. Use one, make a servo with it and use it to crew this. Yeah, I don't get lethal anymore, but it's still a appealing option because I'll have to block. Creature lands are almost online. I think this one already is. Yeah. Okay, so I think we crack this clue because the other thing we have to do is play a Skymarch Aspirant, which is fine. Okay, we did hit the land just a little too late, but all right, so play the Aspirant. We will crew our Harvester. And yeah, we may as well attack with both. I mean, there's not a lot of combat tricks in this format, so I think they're just going to block the Isamaru, but in the off chance they didn't, you know. All right, so we can play this next turn, which will be pretty great. The bad news is now they can just threaten to activate Celestial Colonnade. But the good news is if I play Angel of Invention, I'll have lethal a couple different ways if it resolves. Just play something that doesn't have flying, please. Ah, crap. Okay, they get an extra turn, and they get to hit us for 1. Wow, you could have gotten in for 1 free damage, man. You missed out. Do you just have a way to kill me so you don't really care? Could be. Could be. Could be they're about to take a bunch of extra turns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, crap. Splinter Twin. Pretty sure is what's about to happen. Don't miss this deck in Modern, I can tell you. Yeah, we just couldn't win in time. Kiki-Jiki, same thing. Same. Accomplishes the same thing. All right. We lost to it both times. That second time we almost killed them. But they had just enough removal and stuff to disrupt us, and it worked. All right, on to our third match. Hopefully we can win that one and finish 2-1. Well, this is kind of an awkward hand here in match 3 because we're like, yeah, we have black to flashback our Lingering Souls, but we also have Spectral Possession, and we have a bunch of 3-drops and 2 lands, and we're on the draw. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep it. It's so good if we hit a 3rd land. And chances are our opponent is not fast, so I think on the draw this is keepable. I think I can do it. I'm going to end up drawing like my other swamp before I hit a plains. That would be pretty devastating with everything in my hand. I mean, Lingering Souls would be happy, but nothing else would. Okay, we did draw a 2-drop at least. I mean, drawing a land would be better, but I'll take a 2-drop. Freaking Birds of Paradise. Smuggler's Copter. What? Nonsense. I wish I had a Smuggler's Copter. No offense, Ether Spirit Harvester. So if I can hit the land for Lingering Souls next turn, that's going to feel pretty good. But in the meantime, they're probably going to play something that can crew Smuggler's Copter. Since anything can, since they made it crew 1, because why not? And, well, no, they're not going to. How about that? Land? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, land. Okay, so I think we play the Lingering Souls here. Sets us up nicely for the 2 Anthem effects in our hand. Of course, Smuggler's Copter can just block 2/2 Lingering Souls tokens, but hey. Attack for 3, hopefully. I wonder what they have in their hand. Like, they haven't done much. See if they do something at the end of my turn, or if they're just, like, trying to ramp and it's not really working out for them. Would love to draw another land for Spectral Procession. The Plains, specifically, which is all but 1 land left in our deck, so I think we can do it. Probably play the Crusader next if I don't hit that land, because the Crusader can attack through Birds of Paradise. And it can kill Smuggler's Copter in combat. Okay, what's happening? I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't, even though it's one of my favorite cards ever. I don't really want to be dealing with Siege Gang Commander. So use one of those goblins to crew Smuggler's Copter, I'm guessing. Yeah. They could play defense, I guess, if they were that scared, but I don't think they're that scared. They shouldn't be. Discard Faithless Looting. That feels good, doesn't it? Okay, I could dismember the Siege Gang Commander before they can like untap and start hurling goblins at my head. Doesn't seem like a bad option to me. Also, we'll make this a 3/3. I can attack with it all. I'll gain the life back. Harvester might just be better, but I don't think this is a bad idea. I think it's what I'm going to do. I can actually only take... I may as well only take 2 from it because I can't cast anything else after I do it, so... Even if I do leave 2 mana up, I can't do anything. I mean, playing Glorious Anthem would have been pretty great too there. Like they're going for a chump block, which is a little surprising. We can, of course, flashback. I could have flashback Lingering Souls that turn, I guess, if I didn't use the black mana. Probably should have done that with the Anthems in my hand. But it's also, I'm always kind of scared. Like, I like having Lingering Souls in my graveyard as a sort of a threat when I can do other things, because if my opponent does sweep the board, I can always just be like, okay, flashback Lingering Souls. Yeah. I need to play my Harvester to block this stupid thing. So this will be a 4/4 lifelink the turn I play Glorious Anthem. These will be 2/2s, so I can get in for 6 potentially. Ooh. So I think they are a ramp deck. I mean, they could have like 1 or 2 reanimation spells too with Dragon Skull Summit there. Bone Shredder. Okay, so they're going to kill my Seeker. Also has flying, which is obnoxious right now, but hey, what are you going to do? Silverblade Paladin, not exactly potent here. Not terrible. I mean, it makes it so these are basically impossible to block and trade with their flyers. Makes them do 2 damage. Gives me a 2/2 double striker on the ground. Other options are, we have a lot of options. The Crusader has protection from a bunch of their deck, but not from the red. Yeah. Maybe I just play Aethersphere Harvester and pass. That stops the Smuggler's Copter nonsense. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I could attack and lose a spirit, but I may as well let the Bone Shredder die. I could also have Lingering Souls flashbacked, but I think we just end our turn, and which is not a good thing for our deck, I don't think. But they have to decide if they want to pay the Echo. I'm guessing they don't. If they do, it's kind of a good sign they don't have anything else better to do. Oh, that's something I did not think about. Being able to crew your Copter with your Echo creature is pretty fun. Oh, man. Blows up the whole board except their Copter. See, now that I have Lingering Souls hanging out in my graveyard, it feels pretty good, right? Lightning Greaves. Okay. I guess I'm going to play the Crusader here. I was hoping this would never happen with Spectral Procession with only 2 swamps, but it happened. Oh boy. Thragtusk is here. Protection from green at least, but still, it's not fun. Do they crew their Copter? They do. Drops me to 9, so it's probably the right decision to make. Can I get quadruple strike if I... No? Is that how... Are you sure? I think playing Thalia and Sky Marcher Aspirant is probably the best thing here, but that Smuggler's Copter is getting ready to kill us. Yeah, I think we just leave the Crusader back, which again is not what we want to be doing. So that's not so good. We need to be turning our creatures sideways all the time if we want to win. And we might not. Because of that stupid Smuggler's Copter. If we play an Anthem effect now, we can at least attack into Thragtusk with these guys. That's not too bad. I may have to Lingering Souls at some point just so I can block the Smuggler's Copter a couple times, though. I love playing against cards, so they probably do have some reanimation. I love playing against cards that got banned in their own standard format. I mean, I guess that's better than playing against cards like restricted, and I mean, I have Monastery Mentor in my deck, so I can't really. It's restricted in Vintage, so interesting. Interesting. Hey, Monastery Mentor. Okay, that's interesting. All right. Do I play the Mentor? Setting up a better Lingering Souls for later, basically. Or, I think we play the Mentor. I think first I attack with Thalia, though. Okay. Well, first strike is going to keep Death Touch from mattering. They get a free snake, so, you know, that's the reason they did it. But that snake won't be able to attack, at least. So Glorious Anthem also becomes a lot more potent. We can't play it right now, though. But we can flashback Lingering Souls. We do only have 16 lands in our deck, but even given that, we have not done well with lands in this game. Luckily, our deck can function on 3. It's just, you know, it's not great. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to take another 3 here, it looks like to me. And we're going to basically be forced to Lingering Souls. But... yeah. I don't think we have like anything that blows up artifacts in our sideboard. Wishing I did right now, though. Do they just like have a way to kill me now that they drew into? I mean, it wouldn't be too surprising. I'm at 3. Okay, so Woodfall Primus can come back now. That's great. They could sacrifice the snake to Recurring Nightmare and get back Woodfall Primus. Yeah. Nasty. Blow up my swamp, which Basically means we're dead. Well done, sir. Well done. We did draw a flyer, actually, that will keep us alive for a little bit longer. So there's that. But just has persist too, so when it comes back, it'll blow up a plains. Noxious Gear Hulk. So that just means we're dead, because, I mean, we'll make sure they target our Selfless Spirit, but I'm sure they do. Yeah. I mean, sure, my whole board will be indestructible, but I'm still dead to Smuggler's Copter, so doesn't really matter. Okay. I think we just built the wrong deck, sort of. Like, I think a deck where I have these in it is probably just a better deck, and I don't have Hanger Backwalker. Maybe the Glorious Anthem. I just don't ever feel like I can play it. The fact that it doesn't also contribute to the board has really hampered it. Even though I think it's probably pretty good in our deck, it just hasn't worked out. It would be interesting to go back in time and build the more Purphoros heavy deck. With a deck with Purphoros in it. The normal way of putting that. I would like to play first. Okay, this is solid. We do have the Spectral Procession problem again, potentially. But we also have removal, Monastery Mentor early, and a Mirran Crusader early, all of which is pretty good. Are you just going to go to your end phase to discard a card that you can reanimate? You are. I'm so excited. I'm glad I have Swords to Plowshares, but like, that's not going to solve all my problems, unfortunately. Mother of Runes, I forgot you were around. So I think we just play Brimaz. He's the biggest threat immediately. Yeah. The good news is, I mean, it's not that good of news, honestly, but giving Double Strike to this later could be nice. Yeah, so now I kind of wish I'd played the Mentor, but we'll Swords this, and we'll play Mother of Runes, and we'll end our turn. If we can play Paladin, give this Double Strike, and start going to town, giving it protection from black, that would be pretty good. Oh, gross. Okay. X or less, yeah. Okay. It keeps us from really wanting to add anything else to the board. I mean, is it worth it to add the Paladin and then make them pay 3? I don't think it's worth it. Oh, you know what? I probably should have waited. Yeah, I could have protected something from Pernicious Deed, but I can't undo it now. Wait, can I? No. So we're going to get protection from black. I mean, I could just play another creature here. I wish I... this does include enchantments. So that's going to get blocked. I'm going to go to 23. Oh, you know what? Since this has protection and that's a destroy effect, I should just play my Mirran Crusader. As I realized after the fact with my Mother of Runes, too. I think that might be wrong. I think it's destroy target. That would, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. It has to say destroy target for something like that not to work. Right? My mind has forgotten what protection does. No, it is a destroy effect, so it won't affect it. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Relatively sure. Well, now we find out. No, I was wrong. That's bad. Don't see protection enough these days, and I completely forgot how it works. Okay, so player harvester. That's frustrating. That's an embarrassing thing to have on my YouTube channel right there. It's like, it's not indestructible. I thought I was somehow mixing up hexproof, but okay, Thragtusk is here. It's not good news. Not good news at all. We'll play our mentor though. We go ahead and just crew this. Sure, it can block Thragtusk, but who wants to do that? I can't believe we're having this happen again to us with our mana. And we could take any fourth land and we could play Spectral Procession both times. But we couldn't get the fourth land, so it didn't matter. Frustration. Stupid protection. Not really being protection. Part of the reason they retired it, because it's not especially intuitive. I was going to be really mad if there was reminder text on Mirran Crusader that I wasn't reading. Or on Mother of Runes, for that matter. No, there's not. But it's pretty hard for us to win after that happens, I think. Noxious Gearhulk. Our opponent's deck is so good. Like, they just have so many... They're operating on a lot of different axes. You know, they can just ramp, and then they can do gross reanimation stuff like they're about to do. I think we're just dead. I don't think our deck was basically... I feel like the power level of our deck was just too low to really compete with how powerful this format is. Sure, we won our first match. Sure, I can kill this Noxious Gearhulk. Big deal. I mean, whatever. I'm going to play Isamaru. We're not completely toast yet, thanks to the Dismember. And I'll end my turn. Alright, so let's just dismember this thing. So that they can reanimate it again, you know? That's what I want to happen. That was a joke, okay? I mean, I knew they had Recurring Nightmare, so... kind of silly of me because it just goes back to your hand. So yeah, we're just dead to like the Recurring Nightmare loop. Why did they... I'm scooping where opponent just has too powerful of cards. I mean, like Recurring Nightmare and the loop it can create, or like the one that our opponent had, is just impossible to beat. We needed a way to blow up Recurring Nightmare or exile one of those creatures, and we didn't have either. So 1 and 2 overall this week of Legacy Cube. I went 1 and 4, so you know, fun. Yeah. I do actually. I mean, I like the cubes, but I do actually prefer regular sets more than cubes. Honestly, I know a lot of people feel the opposite way, but there's just too much going on in cubes. Too many different. You know, it's just crazy. It's kind of an overwhelming format, you know. But you know, the deck was fun. I think mono red is like way better way to go than the way we went. But we did okay. So see you guys in my next draft video, which remember next week I'm just going to be doing the set review. Basically, I'll have a top 10 too, but no drafts next week is my point. So it'll be a little while.